anybody. I'm Alex Jones, live from the Lakewood Theater in Austin, Texas. Well, we're broadcasting from Austin, Texas. In Dallas, Texas. I'm evil. I need to have my guns taken. I got the city wrong. I've been telling you. Who's that? It's Jim Marrs coming up after the break. Best-selling author. First guy to teach a class on the JFK assassination at college level. Former crime reporter for the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. He's here with me in Dallas at the historic Lakewood that was built before you were born, buddy, and me too. Now, listen, David, your case is the same thing that millions of Americans are putting up with every year. But because you are prominent and a well-spoken guy, I want to try to help you out as best we can. I want to get you back on the show for a full hour so you can really break all this down and take calls and hear from other victims of this extrajudicial medical tyranny. But the 4 or 5 minutes we've got left with you, you've got the floor. Where are you now? What else happened? You've been calling for help. You haven't gotten any. Your Second Amendment's just gone. There's no judge. There's no jury. The FBI instant check won't let you have your Second Amendment.
Well, I'm in the middle of a bunch of appeals. I talked to a Gun Owners of America attorney, and he said what I should do by myself. And then I got this other letter from the state. See, there was a bunch of petitions going to the governor. Somebody else, one of my viewers, started it, and apparently it got the governor's attention, which then sent me immediately to the Department of Safety, which then immediately sent out a letter asking for my carry permit. Now, I've had a carry permit since they began. I mean, I've never been in any trouble. By the way, you don't need a permit for your right to own a gun. No, it was the thought behind the permit thing was they just wanted people to know, in other words, you had to go out and show that you could actually shoot one and hit the target. That's what it was. Sure. No, I understand all that, but so like, where is it going now? So right now with that, oh man, it's going to be more expensive than I thought. I thought it was just going to be get an attorney and we'll fight it and get me off the nicks. Well, with this latest letter, that means it's going to be at the federal and the state and the local level. So it's going to be going through 3 separate courts in order to fight this. So now again, no judge, no jury, no conviction. And you weren't adjudicated as mentally ill. Just some little control freak at a doctor's office because you wouldn't let him cut your throat open and shove tubes down you. And, who knows, shove up what other places. Now the little trendies have taken your Second Amendment. Yeah, well, they've done that, and oh man, it's probably more than I can handle by myself. I mean, listen, we're going to get you back on in the next few days on the big, weekday show. But this one's big as well. But the weekday show's got about twice as many listeners. So let me just say this now: give people your YouTube channel, email address for folks that want to help you, constitutional lawyers, people that want to, support you in other ways. You got a lot of fans out there, brother, and they're the ones that are mentally ill. The people that want your guns are the bad guys. Your fans and you and me, we're the people that aren't crazy. We're the real Americans with these body snatcher, New World Order commies telling us that we're bad. So tell folks your contact info. Okay, I am DSardy1, first initial, last name, and the numeral 1 at YouTube. That's my YouTube channel, and my Hotmail is davidsardy@hotmail.com. I sent through Skype a link that I made up for a donate link to the legal thing. Something you did say that needs to be done. Anybody that has a case similar to mine needs to contact the Gun Owners of America because they said that this is something that they have documented happening before. So they need. Wait. Gun owners is saying they have documented or they haven't? They have. Apparently this is an abuse of power that they may. No. This happens all the time. This is millions. Mm-hmm. Now, is that an Al-Qaeda operative in the background? Because if a dog barks, that's a sign of evil as well. Perhaps that dog should be put on Prozac or have its teeth taken away. It's Second Amendment. Well, they're looking toward the front gate, so they may be giving me an alarm that the goon squad is out there. But, yeah. You mean our government owners? David, I want you back on for an hour this week. This is a big issue. God bless you. Thanks for coming on, and we're in your corner. All right, thanks. You bet. Jim Marrs, everybody's favorite garden gnome, straight ahead. Always done before. All right, we're back live, and
Jim Mars is here with us on location. He was showing me what he bought at the Walmart earlier. They're selling little scissors. Part of the new sacrament in America is that all the feminists chop their husbands' testicles off so that they learn how to serve the New World Order better.
No, every reporter has to have one of these so you can clip out clippings so you keep up with everything.
Exactly.
And when people say, how do you know that? You go, here, I've got a news clipping.
Exactly. It's documented. That was an attempt at lame humor, and I apologize to the family audience out there. I'm a little bit out of control. Jim Mars started his career as a crime reporter on the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. And he's been covering the JFK assassination forever. And on top of that, he wrote the book that was used as the primary tome for the hit film JFK with Oliver Stone. And he joins us here at the Lakewood Theater in Dallas, Texas. This way you don't have to drive to Austin to be on the show.
That's right.
So you're right here with us, and I should be plugging our Dallas affiliate, which I'll do actually in the next segment.
You want me to tell you how many RFID readers and photo cameras I passed coming down I-30?
How many?
Well, I was counting them. There was like about 27 or 28.
Yeah, but 20 years ago when you warned people about that, it wasn't going to happen.
Oh, I was the conspiracy theorist and nut.
And, of course, world government wasn't going to happen. Now it's all public.
Right.
And the very bankers that, international bankers aren't going to get us. That's a conspiracy theory. But now the big mega banks are taking over.
Listen, 30 or 40 years ago when I was working, I worked with a guy who was with PR advertising for some big banks, and we used to joke about it. He'd say, listen, when they send you that World Bank card, don't take it. You know, and now we all have one.
Oh, Time Magazine says the Bank of the World and authoritarianism, but bankers, these aren't dictators. These are technocratic bankers. They're going to run everything, and they're going to raise your taxes, but they care about you.
I don't think so.
Oh, but the big six banks fund eugenics and say they want to kill us. I mean, that's loving.
Hey,
it's for the earth.
They were just uncovering a big banking scandal over in England right now, and the guy got up in the House of Lords and said, you know, this amount of money we're talking about here could actually provide basic health care to every man, woman, child in America for 12 years. That's how much money, folks, is flowing out of this country.
The wealthy West funds the mega corporations' world government. Our tax money isn't just corporate welfare. It's empire welfare.
That's right.
And we don't even get the booty.
No.
I mean, even if you were immoral, it's like you're paying for it. You're not getting anything back.
No, they get the booty. We just get the boot.
Exactly. That'd be a good bumper sticker. Let me bring this up. What is it like for you fighting the New World Order now for 30 plus years on, very prominent all over every History Channel, Discovery Channel, ABC. I mean, you're the go-to guy. Half the time I walk around the office, they'll have some History Channel or Discovery Channel show on, and there's Jim Mars. What is it like for you to go from, that guy that's a conspiracy theorist, to now secret arrest of citizens, military on the streets, license plate reading cameras, world government? But we're right about it all, but still we're bad. I mean, how do you describe that?
That's exactly right. Well, I've been kind of on the cutting edge all along because, back in the mid-'60s, I said, hey, the Kennedy assassination, that's a big conspiracy. Oh, you're just a nut. And then I said, Vietnam, this war, it's going to end badly. Oh, you're just a nut. Hey, I said, Nixon's a crook. He's not going to serve out his term. Now you're just a nut. And so it just goes on and on and on. But when you stay ahead of the curve, see, now I try to tell them, hey, they're spraying us with chemtrails, Oh, you're just a nut.
Even though the government admits, but says it's a secret program. But you're kooky to ask. But there is a program, $7 billion a year at least, but don't discuss it.
And patents that they file.
Sure, but they don't discuss it, though.
But no, we don't want to do that. And then, I try to talk about, you can even go to 9/11, and there's the theory that some of those airplanes have been captured, the computer captured by remote control.
They don't have drones. Those don't exist.
You can't do that. And now I go to the movies and see ads for the Air Force, and they're saying, hey, come join the Air Force. You can sit down there.
Joe Kennedy's son died in World War II.
In a remote-controlled plane.
Well, well, he was in the plane behind the big bomber they were going to use as a cruise missile. Right. Remote controlling it.
Yeah.
But didn't exist in 43, though.
And that was in 43. In the 1980s, I was interviewing an airline pilot for a big Boeing wide-body jet, and he said, my job's just redundant. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, the computer flies the airplane. He said, I'm just there in case the computer breaks.
Listen, I want somebody to find this because I saw this live on C-SPAN, and it was a New York City police press conference with this weird soundboard. It's like cream-colored with holes in it behind them. Everybody knows what I'm talking about if you watch New York press conferences. And George W. Bush, the president's come to New York the day after. He's given his, we're going to get the people that knock these towers down speech. And he gets up and he goes, don't worry. We've got remote control on all the aircraft in the future. We're going to be able to stop them from doing this. And actually, somebody behind him reaches up and jerks on his shirt. And he goes, oh. But I mean, I saw this.
I know you did, because what I have documented is that early in 2001, months before 9/11, the head of British Airways made a talk and said, we don't have to worry about hijacking anymore because we now have the ability to capture the onboard computers and we can guide it into a safe landing regardless of what the crew or the hijackers want.
And then later I found out they actually, on those 2 aircraft that were used, they have the exact system was in place.
Exactly. But of course that's just conspiracy theory, right?
They don't have remote control aircraft.
Well,
the entire Air Force in 8 years is going to be totally drone, but it doesn't exist.
Right, but that doesn't exist. Well, it's the difference between people who know things and people who watch television.
I think that is the difference. Of course, we make television.
Right.
We don't watch it, but we are on television.
Right. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Somebody who comes back from home from work, sits down.
No, they keep us on the treadmill.
Watches CNN.
They're on that gerbil.
Right.
We're not bashing folks.
Watches Fox, and then goes to bed, thinks they've learned everything. And if they don't see it on CNN or Fox or read it in their local syndicated newspaper, then, it can't be real.
Well, Jim.
And yet all you have to do is look around you, see what's going on. Do I understand that now the TSA is starting to set up spot checkpoints in Dallas?
Remember me years ago? I saw them on C-SPAN. They always tell us 9 years ago. They hadn't even made Homeland Security cabinet yet. It was 2002, early 2002, a few months before they made it an official agency of the cabinet under executive power. And they said, you're going to have to get TSA to get a job. We're going to be on every street corner, and it's going to be kind of a federal force everywhere. And we're going to train your police. And there'll be threat fusion centers. They had all these corporate leaders there, yes. So I've been telling folks, TSA's coming to your streets. They're now in every major city. And I've seen newscasts where you're driving down the road in Tennessee or Michigan,
right,
and they actually grab your wife out and grab her breasts on the side of the highway.
Okay,
it's a total act of submission.
Now, answer me this, because it's all due to 9/11, and it's all due to the fear of the terrorism, right? Exactly how many terrorists has the TSA caught?
They admit zero.
Zero. None.
But the Dallas Morning News says,
none.
Thank God they're helping. Forget 10th Amendment, states' rights. They're going to be at all the DART stations now there, and they're going to have to feel your genitals.
Well, see, then you can, using that same logic, you could say that they're protecting us from the vampires.
Exactly.
Have you seen a vampire around lately?
No. Well, I saw Janet Napolitano.
Well, yeah, but
we're not sure.
We're not sure about her.
She's a dung beetle.
So see, the TSA has protected us from vampires because we don't see any around.
Well, I used to make the joke that, hey, there could be a terrorist in a cornfield in South Dakota, send troops there. And now the government's saying, oh, yes, anywhere. We've got to protect you, so we've got to be everywhere.
That's right.
Who protects us from them, though?
Exactly. Who will watch the watchers?
Now, we're going to go to break in a moment, and I want to take some calls, not in this next segment, but the segments after that. What is, because I never do pre-interviews, you know this, my friend, what is front and center on your radar screen when we come back that Jim Mars is going to have the floor while I hit the latrine? I'm joking. I'll do that during the break. What is Jim Mars going to be covering?
Well, that's a good question. I just seem to take questions because there's so much going on, it's hard to pinpoint it.
You want to do that?
Yeah, I mean, my big thing is if we're really supposed to be so afraid of worldwide, well-financed, well-heeled, deadly terrorist organization, Al-Qaeda, then the first thing it seems to be that we should be doing is securing the border. And yet, you probably saw the news film where they used a car jacked up the fence.
Stay there. I want to hear about this when we get back.
I had tried everything. I'd cut back the amount